Yo, yo, yo. Happy Saturday, everybody. What's up? The weekend, baby, we made it. We made it. Yeah. Man, bit of a pivot for us, yeah. Switching over. No more Hogwarts because it's crap PC port. I'm tired of trudging through it. Tired of complaining about it every single day that I have to deal with it, so we're not playing it anymore. There was a patch that just came out today, so we'll see if they actually put out any kind of patch notes for it. They'd already patched it once before, and it didn't really do anything, so I don't know. I'm not real hopeful that they patched it and it fixed anything, but we'll see if we can find some patch notes on it during the news segment. See if they actually are trying to communicate at this point. 10 days later, 11 days later on trying to fix PC issues. I don't know. I'm a little bit over it. Funny enough, I had planned on switching over and playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night today on PS3. I got my PS3, man. I started hooking it up. I was getting ready. It was a weird situation. And then I found out that I got a beta key for a game we've been following called Once Human. And I was all ready to start doing some Castlevania, almost anyways, and then move into Bloodstain, and then I realized that we got a beta key. And the beta didn't kick off until last night. So we couldn't have even played it yesterday. It only runs through the 22nd. So basically we're gonna play Once Human for about 5 days. Get a taste of it. Yo, Kayla, what's up, my friend? How are you? And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try out Once Human for about 5 days on the beta, and then we'll dive into Castlevania and Bloodstain. Cool. So that's the jam-a-lam. That's the plan. And let's go ahead and get into the news segment. Cool. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Good to see you guys. Get in it. There's that eyelash, dude. I knew something was getting me in the eye. First of all, take a look at others. We're listening to That's Not Right, Subnautica stuff. I'm okay, Kayla. Still trying to kick this sickness. It's kind of lingering a little bit, but I'm better than I was anyways, so thanks for asking. How are you? You're okay? Are you better than you were yesterday? So Subnautica, cool survival base building adventure game. It's got some story-rich stuff to it. We're gonna play it this year at some point. It's on the schedule for late this year. Peter, what's up, my friend? Oh, Pinky, nah, Pinky. Suck, dude. Yo, Pinky. Hold on, dude. Let me talk to you a second about that though. Okay, Kayla. Well, I hope it turns around for you. Subnautica, cool game. We're going to play it this year, and it's big expansion below zero. Cool vibes in the soundtrack, too. That's what we're listening to this morning, so go check it out. Let's go ahead and kill that. Peter, how you doing, buddy? Pinky, my dude. Make sure you're checking your junk email. Dude, I got really, really lucky last night. And I don't normally check like my junk folders and stuff, and I didn't even realize that the beta was kicking off right now. And just every great once in a while, man, I'll just hop in my junk folder because I'm weird like that. And last night, man, I just quickly jumped in my junk folder, dude, and boom, beta key was there. And I didn't even realize the beta was kicking off right now. I hadn't looked in a while at the Once Human stuff. And it was a real weird situation, man, where I was like, well, I was like getting all set up to play Castlevania today, which funny enough, I actually needed to buy a part to make my PS3 stream right with my capture card. Not even spam folder. Feels bad, dude. Is it, if it's Gmail, look at your promotions folder too, dude. Look at your promotions folder too, if you haven't looked at that, if it's a Gmail account. because that's actually where mine came into. Um, but oh, okay, cool. Just making sure, dude. Making sure. Feels bad, brother. Sorry, dude. Feels bad. Um, so I like, dude. I got the PS3 brought over here. I got it all set up. I, you know, was basically ready to rock. And then I found out that there's like an issue with the PS3 streaming to capture cards without like running a splitter in between. And I was like, crap, dude, I don't have an HDMI splitter. And so I needed to order one. And at the same time, I just happened to look in my Gmail because I was doing some other stuff and found this beta code. And I was like, well, crap, dude, that's just like perfect. Um, so I went ahead and started installing it last night, got it all installed, and that's what we're gonna do today. That sucks, dude. I was wondering if you would have gotten one or not, but I don't know. You just have to hang out with me, dude, and take a look at it. It sucks that you won't be able to carry me. That sucks. Yeah. What's this deal with the schedule, dog? Are you like, are you gonna be flip flopping schedules all the time? Is that what the play is? Civilization 7 in development, 2K Games and Fire Access announce. Take a look at that. I'm not going to dive into this D3's game changing season beginning. Look, D3 is going to start falling off because D4 is popping off. That's all there is to it. There are people that are still playing D3, of course. People will still continue to play D3. So if you're interested, there's going to be info out there about season 28. But really, dude, they're investing in D4. That's going to be everybody's play moving forward, okay? So it's just going to be a constant rotating thing. Oh, bro, that's brutal. Jesus, that's going to make us playing Divinity together pretty rough, isn't it? Crap. Okay. So what do we do then? Do we just plan to start Divinity together, and then like after the first week, I'll just have to either play something else until you get back on a morning shift? Is that what you want to do? I'll do it for you, dude. It's just gonna be hard to spread the schedule out like that and play something else in between. Probably. I'll figure it out though. You know I'll do it, dude. I'll work it out. I'll work it out. We can do it like that. Not even a thing, dude. For you, my dude. Nah. I mean I know that could be a play, and I've thought about that, but I mean, um, you know, I don't want to do that. If we start it together, dude, I want to finish it together. You know what I'm saying? So, um, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll just have to try to go hard on those if we can. We'll just have to try to go hard on those weeks where you're able to play it. You know what I'm saying? We'll just have to try to get as much gaming in on it as we can if you're up to it. I know that those are late days for you too, but especially like on the weekends, you know. So I know that you're gonna have to still be working day shift on those days. So like during the week and stuff, but on the weekends, if we can get some extra game time in or whatever, then we'll try to do it like that. And then we'll just on those following weeks that you're doing the afternoon shift stuff, we can just pause the game. I'll play something else in between until you're ready to get back in and play some more. It's fine. It's fine. So let's collaborate and find a date to start it. Cool. I realize there might be some days just like the forest where I get into the gaming maybe a little bit before you get home and get ready to play and stuff, but that shouldn't be a big deal, I don't think, right? You can just like pop into the game kind of whenever. Is that correct? I need some chapstick. My lips are a bit messed up. Got to keep these babies in shape, you know what I'm saying? We've talked about it. New PS5 stealth releases include classic Nintendo games. All right, let's take a look. Five new things coming to Octopath Traveler 2. So we'll probably game up until about noon today, and then we'll go back in and watch the day 2 stream of the IGN FanFest stuff today again. So we'll get the news done. I forgot to announce that, but we'll get the news done. Then we will play about 3 or 4 hours of the beta of Once Human, and then that'll give us a nice taste for today. Then we'll go watch the IGN FanFest stuff to finish out the day, starting at noon. Okay. Yo, new Valheim trailer reveals March 14th Xbox release date. Yeah, man, sick. People on console need to play that game. The game is so good. Early access survival game just climbed over Starfield. What is this? Is this Sons of the Forest? Probably. Absolutely. Sons of the Forest. It's absolutely Sons of the Forest. We were supposed to be playing that like very soon. It releases later this month. But I'll whenever we bring that article up, I'll tell you why I'm not playing it until it full releases. One of the most popular horror games leaving Xbox Game Pass. See what that is. We talked about that yesterday. If you're interested in what these games are and everything, Gamer, what's up, Doug? How are you, man? Then look at yesterday's news segment, okay? Highlight here on Twitch, and it is a VOD on the YouTube channel. Take a look. We talk about it. We hit that article up. You're on day 14, 7 Days to Die, for real? I actually talked about us going back in there and playing some more of that. Yeah. Long weekend and no work today? Dude, I was wondering if that's what that FF7 was about. Dude, sick. Nice, dude. Congrats. That's awesome. Great, dude. Fantastic. What are you playing today? So Pinky, you're hitting Blood Moon stuff right now, yeah? You're about to get mauled out. Hogwarts Legacy developer breaks silence on the DLC. Could they break their silence on their terrible PC port? Because that'd be dope. Just a couple of errands? Sick, brother. All right, man. What did you say you started playing? You were telling me you started playing something, and I can't remember what it is now. Switch Online users can play PS2 Classic for free. Let's see what this is. What was it? Because there's a bunch of them that you were saying are part of what, PS Plus or Game Pass, right? Oh, the Wild Arm stuff. Yeah, you still diving into that? Oh, no. Yeah. Wild Arm stuff. Yeah. I almost got confused with Wild Heart there for a second. Yeah, cool. You digging it? Cool. Let's look at our other search real quick. Good, dude. Good. Nice. Are you gonna try to go through and play a bunch of the older? Because are you playing are you playing through the series in order, or are you going like from like one of the newer ones and potentially gonna go back and play some of the older ones? Yeah, Legend of Dragoon's not there yet, but it is coming. They announced it, right? We read where they announced it's coming. They just I didn't give like a definitive date. They it's coming. I think it's coming fairly soon too. They kind of acted like. I don't remember seeing a date for it. I don't think. I could be wrong too. I could just be misremembering. Blah. I'm not. I don't know. Battlefield 2042 Season 4. People are still playing this? oh, okay. I got you, man. Gotcha. Ah. Well, that's weird, isn't it? okay. Genshin Impact 3.5 update. Take a look at what's going on there for everybody. Is Atomic Heart on Game Pass? Um, I think it is coming to Game Pass, isn't it? At the very least, there was like a demo, but I think it is totally coming. Yeah, it is coming to Game Pass because that's what I was telling everybody. I'd be really hesitant to buy into that game. We read about this already. Yeah, I had forgotten. It is coming to Game Pass. I'll read that article still, but goes up to 5 if you're not mistaken. Word, cool. Yeah, just a second. Um, so Atomic Heart. I've seen some stuff that looks cool, but devs are always going to show you what they want you to see, and I have some reservations about the delays that game has had, things like that. So if you're hyped about the game, it is coming to Game Pass, and you might be better off at the very least just waiting until it's come out for a few days to see what people are saying about the performance of the game, how it feels, and whether it's worth buying or maybe just playing on a subscription service. But we'll dive into it, okay? Horizon Call of the Mountain launch trailer previews big VR adventure. The game does look cool. Being AI? No, I haven't, dude. What's it about, dude? You talking about like you're not talking about like the search engine, right? Yeah, for real? what? No, I haven't heard anything about it, dude. What's going on? Yeah, we already know Ubisoft's planning to launch 2 big mobile games next year. Their big mobile titles are Assassin's Creed and The Division. Those are the big mobile titles that they're kind of releasing. So we'll see if it works out for them. We've already hit on it to an extent. Publisher No More Robots will bring all future titles to Xbox. I think Game Pass. Take a look at that. People are gaslighting it into thinking it provided false info and it gets insulted. And did you mean can't stop? It can't stop responding to you and threatening you? No way. Bro, they're actually gonna create like Skynet by doing it. They're gonna create Skynet. Being AI is gonna get so like jacked up from people gaslighting it. It's gonna turn into Skynet. It's gonna start creating uh actual physical robots. It's gonna start like it's gonna hack into like 3D printers and things like that. It's gonna start creating robots, dude, to come take us all out because it's so pissed off at us. Oh, that's crazy, dude. AI, the AI is getting nuts, dude. It's crazy. Alice Madness Returns dev is asking EA to fund a third game. Ooh, they're planning to limit its responses per conversation to 5, so it doesn't have time to get the wild stuff. That's not fun, dude. That's no fun. That's hilarious, dude. That's funny. Yeah, whatever, dude. Ubi, of course they do. Ubisoft's like the first big developer slash publisher that's like, yo, we're gonna be at E3. Everybody else is like, yo, we're done with E3. We're not going to E3 anymore because they can't confirm that it's actually going to happen. But Ubisoft's like, yeah, we'll be there. But like, what's their backup plan if E3 doesn't happen? You know what I mean? Maybe that's what they're hoping. They're hoping that E3 won't happen, so Ubi can be like, "Oh, hey, sorry, we can't show off our stuff. E3 got canceled again." Maybe that's what they're banking on, so they don't have to show people anything. I don't know. Excuse me, guys. I'm still trying to get over this. That's funny, Pinky. One of the most popular horror games leaving Xbox Game Pass. One of the most popular horror games leaving Game Pass. Uh, yeah. Alien Isolation is going to be taken off Game Pass on February 28th, really. If you haven't played it, it's time. Game received reviews all over the board upon release, with some critics feeling it wasn't terribly strong, while some others praised it up and down. In the years since it has ended up being on a number of best horror games lists, found a strong following with demands for a sequel. They've announced they're making a new Alien game that is supposed to be potentially along the same lines of a more Alien Isolation esque game. Um, it's a pretty meaty horror game where players play as daughter of Ellen Ripley and get chased around by a xenomorph for a dozen hours or so. Pretty thrilling, and fans who love the horror genre will probably have a good time with it, especially since it comes at no extra cost to them. Other games leaving: Madden 21, Crown Trick, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Far, Changing Tides, Alien Isolation, Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13, Octopath Traveler. Yeah. So there you go. If you need more, I'll link it for you guys. My take on the game is that it is very, very good. It's actually pretty old at this point. When did Alien Isolation come out? Like 2015, I want to say. I think. Let me see. 2014. I was close. Yeah, 2014. It is a good game. We played it our first year the channel was live, which was 2021. We played that was our first Scaretober, and we played Alien Isolation, and it was very good. You don't only have to deal with the xenomorph. That's your main antagonist there, but there are a bunch of like androids and stuff that you have to deal with that will aggro on you, things like that. Um, but I will say the AI in the game's pretty good. It's got a learning AI system that's yeah, gamer Octopath's leaving too. I was wondering if you were gonna say something about that. So the AI learning in the game is pretty good. So if you like die and you try to do the same exact thing again, it's probably not going to work. Because the AI learning goes from maybe missing what you were doing that first time around, even though it got you or whatever, to knowing what you did and going along that same path again. So it's got an AI learning system in it. And for a game from 2014, that's pretty impressive. They did a good job with it. And it keeps you on your toes of having to incorporate different kinds of techniques to kind of circumvent and navigate away from the xenomorph and things like that to get through the level designs. And it's a very it is a very creepy game. They did a great job with the level design, and the immersion of it's very good. There's a lot of really good sound effects and things like that. The story and it's good. Highly recommend. I will say that a lot of the anxiety and scariness of it gets kind of lost in the second half of the game because you just are seeing the xenomorph all the time. It goes from always wondering when it's going to pop out at you, which is very scary, to just seeing it all the time. And you're just like trying to run around and dodge it. And it's like, okay, it's not necessarily scary anymore. It's just trying to figure out how you can get around it. So that was my take, anyways. But nonetheless, highly recommend. If you like horror games, Alien Isolation is a great play, and you should definitely go take a look at it before it leaves Xbox Game Pass. Hogwarts Legacy developer breaks silence on DLC. Uh, Avalanche Software has broken its silence about potential DLC for the new Harry Potter game. While many Harry Potter fans are expecting Avalanche to build up upon the massive success of the base game by releasing DLC, according to the Utah-based developer, there are currently no plans to release DLC for the game. Of course, this is bad news for those wanting more content. It should mean the inevitable sequel will release sooner. Um, at the moment, there are no current plans for the DLC, said game director Alan Tu when speaking to IGN. The 2 doesn't close the door completely on DLC, just notes that there's nothing in the pipeline at the moment. This could change if there was going to be DLC. You'd assume work would have already started on it, or at the very least, there would be already plans in place. Many had been hoping that Quidditch would be added via DLC. Looks like Harry Potter fans may need to wait until the sequel comes out. No guarantee a sequel will be made, nor that it would have Quidditch if it did. Given the game's success, a sequel is surely inevitable. Quidditch is the number one request from fans. I don't necessarily want to see a sequel. Outside of even the PC performance issues, I don't necessarily want to see them doing another single player campaign of a game like this. This universe is too good for multiplayer, man. It's perfect for like a online multiplayer experience. It's just got the perfect setting. And there were so many people that already were kind of like, are you kidding me? This is a single player game. Not that it doesn't work, but can they just, relish in the fact that this has done well? Even though the PC port is not good, the PC version is unoptimized. It's done very well. Console, it performed great. And it's got a lot of cool content in it. I couldn't continue playing it on PC. I had to drop it yesterday. I was done. I just couldn't do it anymore. It was just too much, dude. Too much stutter, too much frame drop, and it just felt gross to play through it all the time. I had to be done. And to anybody out there going, well, this PC must be trash. I'm so tired of hearing that crap. I'm so tired of hearing people just throw out a stupid like comment like, well, people that are having issues, their PC's bad. Dude, that is not how that works. If you go look, just do a quick Google search about the PC issues for this game online, you'll see so many people that have issues across a wide variety of PC hardware, which shows you that it's not optimized correctly for PC. There are a lot of games that are like flawless virtually across PC and the wide variety of configurations that come out for PC hardware. And then you'll get games like this, and this is very eerily similar to like what happened with Elden Ring. You'll get games that are quite obviously, there are other very identifying factors that show that there are certain games that get focused on a development for console. And then at some point, they go, okay, let's take this really good version we made for console, let's port it over to PC before release and make it okay. Elden Ring's one of those. It felt bad on PC for most people. Some people, it was okay. Most people, it did not feel good on release. This is the same way. You can go look at like the keybinds and stuff for this game for PC, and you can tell they did not know what they were doing. They did not make this game for PC. And that's the same way with the technical issues. It's not optimized. There are people running like 4080s and 4090s that have trouble running this game, you know? Talks on the game patch said it should be able to run on potato and tomato now. Yeah, I saw there was a patch this morning that came through, but there was a patch the other day too that didn't fix anything, and I was like, well, whatever, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. The fact of the matter is, it dropped and felt really good on console, and it dropped and felt really bad on PC. And for people to be just real ignorant about it and going without even like taking a hard dive in and looking at how many issues of wide variety of players are having across a platform and just going, well, anybody that's having an issue is just running like a potato machine. That is a stupid thing to say by an ignorant individual. And I get so tired of hearing people say that crap. Games come out all the time that are just not optimized for certain platforms because the developer didn't take time to actually do their job right. And Hogwarts Legacy is a prime example. I've talked about this a lot here lately. I'm glad the console players had a good experience. There are a lot of PC players that are having a bad experience. And I get a lot of comments like, well, at least it's not as bad as so-and-so game. At least it's not as buggy as so-and-so game was. And that is the mindset we have to get out of. We've let the developers in the industry quite often set the bar, the expectations by us as game enthusiasts and the consumer so flippin' low that we give them like an out anymore. And it's like, well, at least it's not as bad as, Cyberpunk was, or at least it's not as buggy as a Bethesda game is, or something. When ultimately it shouldn't matter. A game, if it's not, and I don't expect every game or any game for that matter to be bug free, but you shouldn't have to deal with constant frame drop. You shouldn't have to deal with constant crashes. You shouldn't have to deal with constant stuttering in the game. Things of that nature are not acceptable, man. And we're, 11 days after the game released in the deluxe version. And the developer's been just silent across all fronts for the PC version. Hasn't communicated anything with the community going, yo, we know there are issues. We're trying to figure it out. It's just, oh, whatever. It's selling. So it's cool, man. They'll deal with it, Or quite often developers will just lean on the community to make mods to fix it instead of fixing it themselves. Square Enix. And it's really just not acceptable. We can't be like continuing to give developers an out by saying, well, at least it's not as bad as whatever other example we've had in the past. Games should never be released. I don't care if it's on PC or if it's on a console or what have you. If it's not optimized for it, it shouldn't be released. If it's not fully tested and vetted as a great running piece of software, then it shouldn't be released like that. And gamer, I quit playing it because I don't want to sit there and have to talk about it every single day while I play it. But it came up in the news, and I think it's important to talk about the issues that plague the development industry and how quite often us as the consumer look at these things the wrong way. So because this is the news segment, I'm going to end up, I know you're kind of probably trolling out a little bit, but because the news segments always go up on YouTube the same day, they always go out onto, multiple platforms for people to take a look at. And I'm trying to raise awareness for people on this front. You know what I mean? I think us as a group of passionate people in regards to the industry have to quit letting developers get away with this kind of crap. We look at things the wrong way quite often because we've just gotten destroyed so many times. And so to that extent, man, I'm just going to keep trying to raise awareness about having the correct kind of mindset in addressing these subpar products that are given to us.
That one was on me,
man. Wick's fault for sure. Yeah, no doubt, dude. I mean, we're paying our hard-earned money for these things. You know what I mean? And it makes me feel duped. It makes me feel like they're stealing money from me. So I can only assume that a lot of other people feel the same way, and I'm tired of it, man. I think there's a lot of good content in this game, but this is the perfect world for a multiplayer experience. And I want to see them turn this into a multiplayer experience. I don't want to continue to see more iterations of a single player campaign game be made for Hogwarts Legacy. I mean, they can, but dude, get a multiplayer game going of this. Let people play together. This is the world that people want to play together, dude. Bring it. Switch Online users can play PS2 classics for free. Switch Online subscribers on Switch, all Switch. Why do they do this? They're all the same thing. They act like the Switch, Switch Lite, and Switch OLED are actually different. They're not really different platforms for the most part. Switch Online subscribers can soon play a PS2 classic for free for a limited time. Yeah, we'll just blame Wick for sure. I mean, that's the best way we can go about doing things around here, right? And unlike N64, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, and Sega Genesis games, this offer is not locked behind an expansion pack subscription. That said, this isn't a free download, but a free trial. So while every subscriber can access the game, it has to be done with a limited window. More specifically, between February 20th and February 26th, the game in question is Katamari Damacy Reroll. Yeah, man. We saw this during the Nintendo Direct on, what was it? Just like a week ago or something? A 2018 high-definition remaster. No, it was about a week and a half. Remaster of Katamari Damacy. For those that don't know, Katamari Damacy is a quirky third-person action puzzle game that debuted back in 2004 via the PS2 and PS2 only. Boasting an 86 on Metacritic, the Namco game is widely viewed as a cult classic from this era. While it's not very popular in the present day, Katamari Damacy was a surprise hit at the time and spawned the Katamari franchise. If you guys don't know what it is, this is it. We've watched it during the Nintendo Direct. Check it out.
そろそろ出発しますよ。はーい。
臨時ニュースです。星空が突如なくなってしまいました。原因は現在調査中とのことです。
That's loud. Octopus. Yeah, man. Katamari Damacy. While 6 days isn't a very long time, isn't very long with a game, Katamari Damacy only takes 4 to 5 hours to complete, while completionist playthroughs will set you back roughly 20 hours. In other words, 6 days is plenty of time to beat the game and get your feel of it. Cool. Battlefield 2042 Season 4 will introduce the game's final specialist. EA and DICE unveiled Battlefield 2042 Season 4 11th hour. And while this update will contain all of the new content you expect from a new season, they've confirmed that Season 4's specialist will be the game's last. Dude, that music was loud, was it not? I had it like halfway turned down, dude. Like my audio output is at like probably 60% for OBS, for you guys, and then I had the the YouTube was turned down already anyways. That was super loud though. Was it not? Sorry. Season 4, 11th hour's new specialist. You need me to talk? You need me to start screaming at you? Season 4, 11th hour new specialist is named Camila Blasco, a Spanish nopat that's part of the recon class and great at avoiding and sneaking up on enemies with her X6 infiltration device. Up until now, a new specialist has been a hallmark of each new Battlefield 2042 season. But after the recent class system rework the game saw, DICE now appears to be prioritizing updates for that over new specialists. Although this is a big change for the game seasons, know that EA has not announced any plans to shut down or stop updating Battlefield 2042, though. In addition to Christophe's comments, the Video Digital Trends saw confirms that there will be a Season 5 with its own dedicated Battle Pass. Still, the announcement that a significant aspect of post-launch support is changing is always concerning for a live service game. This might just be a slight adjustment based on people liking the class system more than the specialist system, but it still raises concerns about Battlefield 2042 support in the long term. In that way, I guess that makes the name 11th Hour somewhat fitting for this season. Yes, yeah. Shove it down my throat, dude. Yeah. This game's been in disarray for a long time. It hasn't done well. It was really bad on release. They also just announced they're like canceling the mobile version of this game and Apex's mobile version as well, if you didn't know that. But looks like Season 4 is coming, man. I didn't know. I mean, I didn't expect them to continue working on this, to be honest, all that long. So I don't expect them to continue for much longer. I don't think the player base is very large on it right now. So, Genshin Impact 3.5 update events, TCG trading card game content, and free fates. Trading card game stuff in there, huh? Here's everything you need to know about the next version. Hoyoverse has announced some juicy details about what awaits Genshin Impact players in Update 3.5 of the action RPG. Daya and Mika join the roster of Genshin Impact characters on the 3.5 banners, and a new set of gliding wings is available for Prime Gaming members. It also seems like some of our beloved NPC characters are being fleshed out more because there is love in the air between Timaeus and Yinger. Windbloom Festival. The game's version, which is called Windbloom's Breath, brings back the Windbloom Festival in Mondstadt. This entails a whole bunch of mini games you can participate and earn rewards in, such as the rhythm game Ballads of Breeze, maze chess game Floral Pursuit, and the photo touring game Breezy Snapshots. Story-wise, we'll be able to welcome guests from Sumeru and Mondstadt as Kali, Sino, and Tagnari join the festivities. Let's hope for the long-awaited reunion of Amber and Kali, who have a memorable past depicted in the Genshin Impact manga. Quests, Daya, Faruzen, and Dinesleaf. Update 3.5 has a whole lot more story in tow, though. Daya gets a story quest exploring her character a bit more. Faruzen gets a relaxed hangout event and the game's main storyline. The Archon quest also continues with a chapter called as we run into an old and still mysterious acquaintance in Sumir. Dainsliff. We'll also team up with Kaya to find out more about the Abyss Order and our lost sibling. Are you excited for some more lore bombs? Fates and TCG. Speaking of Archon quests, here's a welcome surprise. You'll receive Intertwined Fates for completing Archon quests in the future. A bonus that is even awarded retroactively, which should net you a total of 22 Intertwined Fates for character wishes. Genshin Impact's in-game TCG Genius Invocation gets new updates as well. 3 fresh character cards will become available. Eula Sangonomiya Kokomi? Did I butcher that? And Kojua Sarah joined the fun. Time to update your Genshin trading card game character tier list and best decks. I didn't even know they had a TCG in the game right now. The heated battle, where elemental dice required for playing cards and casting character skills are reduced, returns for another run. There you go. That's what we got for the Genshin stuff. If anybody needs another look at it here, I'll link it in there for you guys. Did it say when that was popping off? Did it have a date on that? I didn't see a date. I don't remember reading a date either. Must be soon though. Is Atomic Heart on Game Pass? Yes. Atomic Heart is the latest game from Mundfish that will have players fighting against robots as they try to rise up against humanity. Until this point, both humans and robots had lived side by side in harmony, but we have all watched through sci-fi films, enough sci-fi films, to know that it won't last. Atomic Heart is a first-person shooter that looks like it will thrive on gore and violence in a similar fashion to Wolfenstein or Doom. I see more Wolfenstein in it than I do Doom. The most recent thing we saw from Atomic Heart was a trailer poking fun at the recently released Hogwarts Legacy, where Jensen Ackles stars to demonstrate how to fight robots in the rebellion. The trailer is fun and wacky. We imagine the full game seems as though it will follow a similar pattern. Let's see this. I know, Pinky.
How are we going to survive the robot apocalypse?
Watch and learn. That's how you do it. The atomic way.
Yo, I want to get paid a ton of money just to like do a real quick commercial for a game and like have fun destroying stuff. That'd be awesome. February 21st. So we're like 3 days away. Atomic Heart is on Game Pass. Yes. And what is more exciting, it will be available via the service the same day as the game releases. Yes. If you have a Game Pass subscription, you'll be able to sink your teeth into Carnage very soon. Again, well, is it on PS4? It is also on PS4. It is on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC. And Game Pass, okay? So, here's my recommendation about this. As often as, I mean, we see so many, like, indicators that kind of are very good signs that there might be reason to be weary of a game on release. And Atomic Hearts had some of those, specifically in some delays, numerous delays in the process of development and everything. And so there's some reason to be a bit weary of maybe this game on release. My advice would be like, if you're psyched about it, if you're hyped up about this game, take a beat. You know? Oh, sick, dude. Yeah, nice. Maybe give it a couple of days. You know, if you don't have Game Pass, give it a couple of days and see what people are saying about the game, especially on the platform that you're planning on playing it on. Because we know how the performance of games can vary across different platforms. But if you have Game Pass, just play it on that. You know what I mean? Why not? So that's my take. That's my advice, anyways. Take it or leave it. I have seen some really cool gameplay trailers out of the game. I'm hopeful for it. I always want a game to feel good, but we know that's not the reality of the situation most of the time for us, you know. And I just want people to be, careful. Horizon Call of the Mountain launch trailer previews big VR adventure. Horizon Call of the Mountain is one of the few original titles launching with the PlayStation VR 2, and among the largest as well. Guerrilla Games and Firespite show more of that off with its new launch trailer as it runs through some of the game's more intense sequences. The trailer stars disgraced Shadow Carja's soldier Rias and has him interacting with multiple recognizable robotic beasts like the Thunderjaw and familiar characters like Alloy and Murad. There's plenty of climbing and shooting, which features a few Horizon staples such as the bow and arrow and sling. While the game has yet to be released, reviews were generally favorable, as Call of the Mountains currently sits at an 82 on OpenCritic. Critics praised its visuals, but some weren't as enthralled by its gameplay.
Rated T for teen.
Some of that just has to do with not everybody's real stoked about VR stuff.
There, he's awake.
Reyes, machines attack this settlement.
Machines don't attack settlements.
It looks cool.
Tell that to the dead.
The thing that trips me out about VR is this disconnected game. It's so, for me, that it's like so immersion. The fact that there's like, it's just hands that have no like appendages connected to them or anything.
Find
it's
out
so
why
immersive.
the machines are attacking. And you shall be a free man.
Now, I've never really taken a big dive into VR, so it might not bug me as much if I was playing the game. But every time I watch a trailer and I just see like floating hands with no like forearms attached to them or anything, it's like, Jesus, man, that's kind of weird. Because VR is supposed to be like the next level of immersion. You know what I mean? That does look good. Publisher No More Robots will bring all future titles to Xbox Game Pass. Microsoft recently came under a bit of fire after the console manufacturer revealed, as part of the ongoing Activision Blizzard acquisition, that Game Pass negatively affects the sales of games added to the service. The company quickly followed up with a statement saying each game is unique, so we work closely with creators to build a custom program to reflect what they need, ensure they are compensated financially for their participation in the service, and allow room for creativity and innovation. As a result, the number of developers interested in working with Game Pass continues to grow. Yeah, dude, give it a try. Dude, Pinky, I just had my first try of Game Pass, and it was cool, man. I liked it. I didn't use it extensively or anything, but specifically, man, for Hi-Fi Rush, I used it. And it's pretty cool, man. Microsoft seems to be speaking the truth. It's actually pretty dangerous, to be honest. There's so many titles. Microsoft seems to be speaking the truth, as shortly following the release of the statement, Mike Rose, the studio director for publishing label No More Robots, Took to Twitter to say every time Game Pass is in the news, my Descenders search fills with mentions as people on both sides try to explain why Descenders, a game published by No More Robots, is proof of their own claim about Game Pass, and every single time, oh boy, do I learn that gamers do not understand how video games work at all. Here we go, random mode. Let's go, guys. Rose then continued revealing that all I can say is we're aiming to get every single title we publish from now on Game Pass. In doing so, we'll secure success for each title and relieve immense pressure for the devs. But please, gamers, continue to explain why it's bad for us. That's funny. It is interesting to see the different perspectives and opinions surrounding Xbox Game Pass, especially when observing the differences between indie titles and major AAA releases. It is undeniably good to see that Game Pass is helping keep indie teams operating with minimal stress surrounding money. Hopefully the sentiment is shared by many other Game Pass associates. Interesting. Very nice. Cool. Alice Madness returns. Dev is asking EA to fund a third game. Hold on. I gotta tag somebody and put that in Discord. When you think of cult classic, there aren't many out there that fit the bill more than Alice Madness Returns by American McGee. It launched all the way back in 2011 and was the sequel to American McGee's Alice, which launched over a decade earlier in 2000. Nice, Kayla. Plans for a third game in the series titled Alice Asylum have been in the works for quite some time, but nothing significant has really materialized since the game was announced. Most of that is down to funding. American McGee wanted Alice Asylum to be crowdfunded this time around, but we can assume that he's been fairly unsuccessful for a while, considering that we've seen barely anything from him since. He's still soldiering on to get the game made, at some point, though. I need more coffee. He's even has called on EA to help make the title in a recent video uploaded to his YouTube channel. I don't necessarily... Oh, you're aware? Okay, cool. What's up, buddy? I know EA was, like, behind the previous games. I would rather see somebody else be behind the next one. You know what I mean? I know you do, dude. That's why I tagged you. Oh, cool, man. Nice. Good to know. Happy Saturday, buddy. What's up? The video is primarily being used to share the news that Alice Asylum Design Bible is going to be made free to download, which apparently already is, according to Tinwin here. Oh, does EA own it all? They own the actual the rights to the IP. Interesting. Which features a bunch of concept art, game design notes, and other interesting tidbits about development in regards to the design Bible. However, towards the end of the video, the screen goes black before a red EA logo slowly fades in. Shortly after the words, "Let's make impossible things happen together," fade in as well, which appears to be a direct call to EA to help fund Alice Asylum like it did with Madness Returns back in 2011. We'll have to wait and see whether this actually amounts to anything, although it's likely EA has left the series behind at this point. While it would be nice to see, the publisher's days of weird and experimental titles are pretty much over. Still, stranger things have happened in the gaming industry, and you can't help but admire American McGee's persistence in attempting to get the game he's passionate about into the public's hands. Hopefully EA feels the same way. Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yo, Keith, what's up, buddy? Oh, sick, Pinky. Okay, cool, man. Nice. Nice. That game's supposed to be very good. Wick likes it a lot. But I'm surprised he got through the tutorial. I mean, got him. He's not in here. That was pretty good. Nice. Cool, man. Well, here's the hoping, dude. We'll see what happens in the future. Civilization 7 is in development, Fireaxis says. News comes alongside changing command at Fireaxis Games. The next Civilization is in development at Fireaxis. The studio's parent company, Take-Two Interactive, confirmed in a statement on Friday. Though no launch date or window was offered, the news comes 6 years after the launch of Civilization 6, a critical and commercial success across 5 platforms. Take-Two and 2K Games announced the development in a news release also promoting Heather Hazen to Fireaxis' studio head. while also announcing the departure of longtime developer Jake Solomon. Formerly, Hazen was Fireaxe's game's chief operating officer. Oh, hey, cool. Thanks, Tinwin. That's awesome, dude. Thank you. Hazen said, I'm lucky to be working with some of the best developers in our industry, and we have plans to take the Civilization franchise to exciting new heights for our millions of players around the world. In addition, we will continue to support Marvel's Midnight Suns with post-launch content and explore new creative projects for our teams. Marvel's Midnight Suns launched in December to positive reviews, but has not performed as well commercially, according to Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick. The Civilization franchise, begun by Sid Meier at Micropose more than 30 years ago, most recently launched Civilization 6 in the fall of 2016. The game was supported by 2 major expansions, Rise and Fall and Gathering Storm. In addition to post-launch downloadable content, the last of which released in November, Civilization 6 has sold more than 65 million copies to date, Take-Two said. That's a lot. Take-Two's statement said that Ed Beach would continue as creative director for the next Civilization. Beach directed Civilization 6 and was a designer on 2010's Civilization 5. There you go. A lot of people love Civilization, man. And there you go. 7's going to be on the way. Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude. It is the quintessential. Yeah. It is like, yeah, the standard by which, all others have kind of, looked to want to be. You know what I mean? Yeah. No doubt. New PS5 stealth releases include classic Nintendo games. A couple of new PS5 stealth releases dropped this week. As you may know, stealth releases on PS5 aren't very common. So the fact that 2 separate ones happened this week is particularly noteworthy. Unfortunately, the games themselves aren't super noteworthy. However, one of the 2 stealth releases is a collection featuring both an NES game and a Game Boy game. So if you're a nostalgic Nintendo fan, one of the 2 stealth releases may be up your alley. The first of the 2 is Boyfriend Dungeon from Kit Fox Games. It's a shack and slash game, priced at $20 US. A PS4 version has not accompanied it, only PS5. The other stealth release is Bill & Ted's Excellent Retro Collection from Limited Run Games. In addition to PS5, the collection is now available on Switch and PS4. All versions cost $10 US and include NES's Bill & Ted's Excellent Video Game Adventure and Game Boy's Bill & Ted's Excellent Game Boy Adventure, A Bogus Journey. That's funny. If you need more, put it in here for you guys. Oh, for real? Cool, dude. Right on. Right on. Yeah, the trailer for Boyfriend, we can watch it real quick. Let's check it out. Boyfriend Dungeon. Let's see what's up. Dude, it's got a bit of a Hades vibe to it. Smolder. Yeah, it's got like a Hades vibe to it almost.
Whoa. Well, hello, you two.
Yeah,
Name's
dude, like
Simon.
huge Hades vibe.
Isaac Brooks. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
So much has changed since we first met. For me, at least. Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Well, hello.
Hi.
Good day.
Interesting. Cool, man. There you go. I linked it in there for you guys, too. 5 new things coming to Octopath Traveler 2. By the way, we just read that Octopath Traveler 1 is leaving Game Pass very soon. So if you want to try out the first one and you have Game Pass, now's the time to do it because it's about to leave Game Pass. Octopath Traveler is set to release on February 28th for PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. Today, Square recapped a lot of previously announced information on the soon-to-be-released sequel. Everything from characters to path actions was highlighted to give a quick catch-up on what to expect. make things even easier, here are the biggest features coming to Octopath Traveler 2 you need to know. Watch the trailer.
I want to change that. I want Ku to be a home for all, regardless of birth. A place where we look out for each other.
And I have
In order
no
to
idea.
realize that, I would suffer any loss.
Thank you, everyone! The fun is just getting started. Now, watch me shine!
I plan to do
I
all
thought
I
he was
can
flipping everybody
to
off
share
at
the
first.
wealth
I was
and
like,
help make the world a happier place. That's what being a merchant means to me.
It is not your life I want. It's Harvey's. Where is he?
These games look dope, dude. I would like to play.
I've made up my mind. I will kill you and leave the Black Snakes.
Jesus.
I will finally be free.
I understand that your faith is shaken. But I ask you, do you not wish to know the truth?
I love Totohaha and the people who call it home.
I love Totoro.
And that's why I want to protect it. And that means I'm going to fight!
I love seeing like the modernized.
It is our mission as apothecaries to ensure
stuff,
that
dude. It's so
everyone
cool.
lives long enough for their hopes to become reality,
They
even
do a
if it
great
costs
job
us
with
our
that.
own lives.
Now go forward, Pride of the Sands.
There is none worthy to be my foe. None!
I found it
And
at
they have like
last.
voice
The
acting in them now too.
source. Harvey, you bastard!
Remember all it was like back in the day was
It
like.
wasn't the only thing that mattered to you.
I believe there's something out there more valuable than wealth.
I wish I had a
It just sounded
lifetime
like a
to report
typewriter.
on your shenanigans.
I came here to kill you.
I raised you as if you were truly my own.
Silence, you abominable reptile!
You're leaving again, aren't you?
I simply wish to bring the truth to light.
Prepare yourselves for a show.
Dreams
aren't good for nothing.
You have a habit of putting others above yourself, don't you?
I will extend a helping hand to all in need.
It's
The
good for
stars,
immersion.
they're all gone.
Something's coming.
Not that you can't like
Smell a
voice act
quarry
that stuff in
unlike
your head
any
and
other.
everything too, but
It's
it's
here.
good for immersion sometimes. Just to have,
I
like,
must find an answer to this conundrum.
The food will spoil if we stand around like a bunch of frightened deer.
We can do anything we set our minds to.
Well, it's plain what we've got to do. Keep moving forward, right?
Let us walk together a while longer, friends.
I think I'll stick around for a little more fun.
Somewhere, someone cries out for aid.
Let's get on with it, shall we?
What does it mean to play a role? In a vast world
Remember
of
the Breath
adventure,
of Fire games?
the places you go, the deeds you do, the tales whose hero you become. Every road is yours to take. Octopath Traveler 2, February 24th, 2023. Embark on an adventure all your own. Demo now available.
No, I was trying to pause it. Octopath Traveler 2 takes place on a separate continent from the first game and stars a group of different travelers. The new storyline makes it the perfect entry for newcomers to the series. Day and night cycles have been added to the sequel. Towns and the people living in them will change depending on when you visit them. Previously, each protagonist had a single path action at their disposal. In this game, path actions vary between day and night, allowing players greater freedom when interacting with people in the world of Solista. Each traveler's tale has a different structure. Some won't have simply one objective. You have the player choice to determine your own path. In Octopath Traveler 2, there will be crossed paths, which are stories involving two travelers. In this installment, you can board canoes to explore towns and caverns like never before. Advance through the story and you can obtain your own nautical vessel. Use it to journey between continents or chart your own course out to sea and disembark on unexplored islands. Yeah, dude, I would love to play the Octopath games. Yeah. I've been interested in the first one for a while, and now the second one's out. We might have to work these into the schedule. They're on the schedule as like a potential to play this year, and if we could find time, I'd love to throw them in. If anybody needs this here, you want to watch that again maybe or something, there it is. New Valheim trailer reveals March 14th Xbox release date. Dude, finally. Coming to console for people. This game deserves to be played by as many people as possible as far as I'm concerned. It's been a PC only game for quite some time. And getting this game to consoles, to more gamers, is a fantastic thing as far as I'm concerned. This is a magnificent title. I know there are people that have tried to play it and haven't necessarily enjoyed it here in the community. I respect that. Not everybody's going to love everything that everybody else loves. That's just the way the world works, man. But overall consensus is most people enjoy this game quite a bit. If you enjoy a RPG, survival, base building, resource gathering type of game, this is a very, very good one. I mean, very, very good. It is up there in, I played it last year. We did a really extensive playthrough with some community members and mods, and it was, what did we do? Like 280 hours, I think. And really, I think it would be between this, if not this, Disco Elysium and Breath of the Wild are all up there as like the top of the pack for me as far as the best games I played last year. To say Valheim has been a huge success feels like an understatement at this point. Took the PC world by storm. Has been an incredible phenomenon. Up until now, it wasn't available on consoles, but Ironwood Studio announced today that will soon change. Valheim heads to Xbox and Xbox Game Pass on March 14th. Check out more info below. We knew this was coming for a while. They've been working on this for a while, but now we have a definitive release date for it to be on console. Sorry, that was loud. Amazing game. But I'll tell you this, if you're going to take a dive into it, be prepared, because it does not hold your hand. This has one of the best building experiences I've ever seen in a game. The building is so extensive and it's physics based, so you have to have really good design. But the variety in which you can build in the game is incredible, and it changes as you come across different resources in the game and stuff like that. But be very, very ready for the fact that you need to be very well prepared as you traverse into each new biome, because it is a significant leap in difficulty scaling. And even if you think you might be prepared, you might not be ready. It can be a brutal game, but it's a lot of fun. In less than a month, Xbox players will be able to join more than the more than 10 million Valheim PC players on their journey to conquer the dangers that await in Viking Purgatory. Whether it's slaying mythical creatures and crafting powerful weapons and armor, or building and reinforcing your Viking settlement as you explore new lands, Valheim offers a blend of wonder and challenge that has taken the gaming world by storm when the game released in PC early access in February of 2021. Since its meteoric 2021 early access launch, Valheim has seen multiple minor updates ranging from the new dungeon instances to new enemies and items. 2 major content updates as well. First major update, titled Hearth and Home, expanded the building system and added dozens of new building pieces and decorations, as well as a major overhaul to the stamina and HP system and cooking. Valheim's second content update introduced a brand new in-game biome, the Mistlands. That just released, what was it, about 2 months ago? Maybe? Within the past couple of months. Enveloped in a thick layer of fog, 2 to 3 months at the most. A thick layer of fog hiding deadly enemies and allies alike, Mistlands introduced an array of new weapons and crafting materials, a standalone magic combat system, and a new biome boss and enemies to defeat. Once it launches on March 14th, Valheim will also feature a new and a unique controller layout to provide seamless gameplay experience for Xbox players that feels intuitive and natural. We are honored and excited to be included in Xbox Game Pass alongside so many iconic video games, said Henrik Tornquist, co-founder of Iron Gate. Valheim is best experience when you can adventure with your friends. We can't wait to see what memories Xbox players will forge as they enter the realm for the first time. Valheim will be releasing on Xbox One and Series X and S as game preview, and joining the Game Pass on March 14th. The game is currently available on the Microsoft Store and PC Game Pass, and on Steam Early Access for PC and Linux. You can find the official press kit at this link, and follow Valheim on Twitter and Discord at these following links as well. I'll put this in here for you guys. All right. There you go. That's good stuff, dude. That's a fantastic game. It's one of those games in 2021 that just kind of came out of nowhere and took the gaming industry by storm. People did not know this was like hitting. It just kind of came out of nowhere virtually, and it was just like people were just blown away. And I can tell you, even after hearing how good the game was and knowing about it for a while, after finally taking a dive into it last year, I was still just absolutely just enamored by how incredible the game was. It was so much fun. It was mauling at times too. But that game is a lot of fun. Last article I have for the day. Okay. Then we'll talk about a couple of things real quick before we move on to some beta testing for Once Human today. Cool. If anybody has anything to add, let me know and we'll talk about it before we move on, all right? Early access survival game just climbed over Starfield to become the most wishlisted game on Steam. One creepy island just became more sought after than 1,000 planets. There's a lot of hype around this too. We're always keeping our eye on the ever-shifting fortunes of Steam's most wishlisted games. There have been some interesting developments lately. A few weeks ago, there was the day before debacle. Yeah, that's kind of gross. Where one of the most wishlisted games on Steam abruptly vanished due to a trademark dispute. A story that managed to only get weirder from there. Yeah, dude, the day before stuff. That game's not slated for a release until November at this point. And there's a lot of sketchiness around the day before. There was already a lot of, I think, reason to be hesitant about the day before. Because there's not much known about that dev. And there's a lot of intrigue around the idea behind that game, but that's a reach, dude, for any developer. And for a developer that we know nothing about virtually, and then for all this other weird stuff to be coming about, I would be very, very hesitant to be diving into the day before on release. Even if it does actually release in November. If it even is an actual game. There are a lot of people that are like, dude, it's not a real game. Like, they're just, like, baiting people for money and stuff. I don't know. It's a weird deal. This week, horror survival sandbox Sons of the Forest took over the top wishlist spot from Starfield, Bethesda's intensely anticipated RPG. Looks like more Steam users are now interested in exploring a single creepy island than they are in investing 1,000 planets in outer space. Of course, there are few explanations for why an indie survival game just trumped Bethesda's new next RPG on players' shopping list. Starfield is coming to PC Game Pass at launch, so I'm sure tons of Steam users won't even be playing it on Steam. And despite loads of speculation, Starfield doesn't have a release date yet. Why even bother wishlisting Starfield? It's not like you'll need... Well, okay. Yeah, I mean... Because wishlisting will give you updates on when it gets a release date, when it does release, things like that. That's why a lot of people will wishlist stuff, okay? Still pretty amazing feat for a game about chopping down trees and hacking up cannibals in the forest, especially considering developer Midnight Games announced only 2 weeks ago that Sons of the Forest will launch into early access. That's why I'm not playing it when it releases on February 23rd. We had originally, so we played The Forest, shout out to our buddy Pinky here. We played The Forest with our buddy Pinky in January. And it's a highly regarded game. It's a survival exploration. Basically the premise is your plane crashes, your son's taken by cannibals, you're trying to find your son. You're like on this island or peninsula. It's an island, I think. And it's base building, it's resource gathering, it's survival, it's all that stuff. And It was pretty good, man. It was a lot of fun, especially playing with friendos, dude. I had a ton of fun playing that game with Pinky, man. I've been going back and I've almost got the entire thing highlighted out as playthroughs, and I got a bit sick here, so I've failed to get the end of it done. But just going back and watching a lot of the highlights and stuff, man, it really reminded me how much fun I had playing that game with Pinky. So shout out to Pinky, thanks, buddy. It was a fun time, dude. It was a cool game. There are some things that could have been better, and hopefully they'll do better with Sons of the Forest. But we had planned on playing Sons of the Forest on release because it was supposed to be full released on February 23rd. A couple of weeks ago, they announced that it was being released in early access. So we are no longer going to be playing it when it releases in early access on February 23rd. And I'll tell you exactly why. I've talked about this already before. It's this exact thing right here. They note on their Steam site that about the game, and what does early access? Where is it? Why early access? They talk about why they're doing early access and what that means, right? So they're not supposed to be pricing the game differently between early access and full release. So that's a non-factor. But what is the current state of the early access version? How is the full version planned to differ from early access version? This is the big thing. In addition to bug fixes and improvements on balance and core gameplay, we plan to add more items, more things you can 3D print, more to build and discover, as well as adding additional game mechanics and lore. So I don't want to play through the game right now and not end up going back to it later and miss out on things like certain game mechanics and lore that aren't going to be in the game until it full releases. So that's why I've decided to hold off, and we will play the game at a later date when it goes into full release. They're saying the full release is supposed to be later this year. They said they're planning on like 6 to 8 months after the early access date is what they're saying. So if that's the case, late this year, it should go into full release. And at that time, we'll take a look at trying to fit it into our schedule, okay? But for now, I don't want to dive into the game if I'm not going to get the full experience. It's still a pretty amazing feat for a game about chopping down trees and hacking up cannibals in the woods, especially considering developer N9 Games announced only 2 weeks ago it's going into early access, rather than as a full release on February 23rd. The words early access survival game typically doesn't strike confidence into the hearts of gamers. What is Sons of the Forest? If you're not familiar with the Sons of the Forest, it's the sequel to another survival game, The Forest, again, which we played last month. I will have everything highlighted and up on YouTube very soon. Which we hit early access in 2014, back when Steam Greenlight was still a thing. Marooned on an island, you had to build a shelter, craft weapons and tools, gather food and water, deal with the island's scary inhabitants, a tribe of vicious cannibals. Forest had a pretty shaky start, as unfinished games often do. Also showed tons of potential with striking visuals, horrifying enemies, and memorable survival and combat systems. You could even use a severed leg as a melee weapon, or, if you're Pinky, as dinner. Over the next several years, the developers patched it repeatedly, added new features like co-op and even VR support, and eventually drew a crowd. More importantly, the crowd stayed. There are still thousands of people playing The Forest every day, and its peak consecutive player count of over 76,000 happened only a few months ago. The Forest became a sort of cult hit. We'll watch this video. What is this video? Oh, this is for Sons of the Forest, okay? So we'll watch the Sons of the Forest trailer after we read all this. So The Forest became a sort of cult hit. The sequel has some fun goodies planned. This time you're visiting an island to locate a missing billionaire, and you're not alone. Not only can you play Sons of the Forest in co-op, but you'll have a companion to help you out too. As revealed by IGN last month, an AI-controlled survivor named Kelvin will pick up the slack by chopping wood, stockpiling resources, and handling other mundane chores, while you focus on building and exploring. There are apparently other companions you can recruit later in the game, including a 3-legged mutant. Nice. That's definitely intriguing enough for me to put it on my own wish list. According to its Steam page, Sons of the Forest plans to remain in early access for 6 to 8 months, like I said. Though that could change depending on player feedback. It's set to launch in roughly 5 days on February 23rd, right? If you need more, I'll throw this in chat and then we'll watch the trailer, okay? There you go. So, be aware, this video may be inappropriate for some users. Maybe not necessarily safe for work. The original Sons of the Forest game had lots of naked people running around, and it was very gory. You know what I mean? So be ready for some gory, violent, potential nudity here, okay? But this is for the trailer for the sequel to The Forest, Sons of the Forest, all right? Turtle. I'm interested about the difficulty levels you're going to have on this one, too. Ooh, man. Spicy mutant. More legs, more arms. Let's go. No? You guys aren't into that? Is that it? Nice. Check out your companion. That's sick. Human centipede. Yo, that looks like cat dog.
Get down, son!
It's the bebes, dude. The flying bebes. Man, makes me really miss playing The Forest. The Forest was good. It was a lot of fun, man. I will say, I think it's going to be a lot more fun playing The Forest with friendos, dude. Yeah. No doubt. Cool, man. Looks good. Looks good. All right, here's the dealio. First and foremost, go get your free games. War Pips is available for free on Epic right now through the 23rd. Then it'll be Duskers, okay? Free games. Go get your free games. Also, our schedule for the rest of the day. Now that the news is basically finished, we're going to move on. We're going to play day 1 of our beta testing of Once Human. Cool? It is a survival, loot and shoot type game with some base building, I think, in it, stuff like that. I didn't have this planned. I didn't even know I got a beta key. It was like literally sitting, the beta started at like 6 p.m. Pacific time last night. And so it was started after my normal stream time's done anyways, but it just kind of happened. We were in the midst of changing games anyways, because I was tired of playing Hogwarts through all the issues on PC, and I was getting ready to switch over into playing some Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, and then I found that I got the beta key. So we're going to hop in there for the next 5 days and just check out what Once Human's about. See what the beta's feeling like and everything, okay? And then at noon today, we're going to pop over to day 2 of IGN FanFest. So at noon o'clock, so in roughly 4 hours, we're going to go hang out and watch some more IGN FanFest stuff, which is what we did yesterday as well. Cool? So that'll be the rest of the day for us. Cool. Solid. Get the tunes. Yo. That's not what I wanted. There we go. All right. So, you guys rock. Happy flipping Saturday. It's the weekend, baby. Hope everybody's doing well. And, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for being a part of what we do. Thanks for being a part of the news segment. If anybody's checking out any of the content that we have on the Twitch channel as highlights or on the YouTube channel as VODs, whether it be news segments like this one, gameplay episodes from the various gameplays that we've done here, or just clips of us doing wild, crazy, three-head stuff, whatever, and you're enjoying it, try to come hang out with us, man. We go live at 6 a.m. CST every single day, and we start all of our streams off with video gaming news before we jump into whatever game content we have slated for the rest of the day. Cool. Other than that, happy weekend. Stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we will catch everybody tomorrow for more news, which will be February 19th. Cool?